that ending, it's going to be interesting to see the reaction from people for that ending because it's nuts, man. Listen, I can sit up here and use all kind of nice big words and be eloquent about it. No, nuts is what that movie is at the end. I'm excited to be returning to Chicago, performing at the Lincoln Lodge for the first time for my own brand of sit-down comedy. Get your tickets now by going to doubletoastedchicago.com, and I'll see you soon. Finally getting to the movie that everybody wants to hear us talk about, which is Weapons. Martin got to go see the cool screening tonight, the experiential screening. Julian had me laughing because he said, that sounds crazy. So what is Mark gonna come out that movie looking like this? I decided. It's so experiential. You had me laughing when you said it.
You know what? When I saw that, when you said it, I didn't get it until I saw the movie.
Oh, and then found out they gave y'all a bowl of soup or some shit.
No. They gave us a can of soup and a little bell and then a vegetable peeler.
Oh, okay. Well, they gave you is a can of soup then. Damn.
Stuff.
You know what? Because the way they had to rush me in, I didn't even get my can of soup.
Oh, it's all right. I got some soup downstairs. I got you, man. But everyone's talking about this movie because it's got a great hook on it. This is a horror movie, and as I said, the opening hook for this movie starting with the trailer, nice and creepy, man. So they say, with a kid's voice telling the story, that at 2:17 a.m. one night, 17 kids got up and ran out the house, arms to their sides like they were flying, and they just disappeared into the night, never to come back. I'm thinking, too bad it wasn't my neighborhood because I'm getting in at 2:17. I'm coming from the bottom.
I know. Did you see anything? I saw everything.
Yeah, I'll come in at 2:17, my Whataburger in my hand. I would have woke up everybody. What them kids doing out there? Y'all go home. Go home now. Somebody come get these kids. But yeah, man. So what happened? What was the thing that triggered these kids? Where did they go? Are they going to come back? And how does this small town deal with this? How does it affect them? That's all the things that will hopefully maybe get answered in Zach Crackers. Zach Crackers. Did you have that with your soup? That would have been a great marketing. I didn't get the soup. We're going to get you some soup and Zach Crackers, man. Hopefully all this will be answered in Zach Cregger's latest horror film, Weapons. We're going to watch this trailer and we'll be right back with our review.
The true story that happened in my town. This is where the story really starts.
Oh, them weapons. So I'm kind of curious to how y'all feel about this, man, because the trailer definitely does
hook you in.
It pulls you in. It pulls you into what you are being sold on a horror movie. And as it plays out, you see a lot of crazy imagery right here. And you know what? There are a lot of cool jump scares in here. It's very bloody, very gory. But I want to know how y'all feel about this. I thought that it was probably more weird and freaky than scary. And I felt like this was something that it felt like Zach Cregger was really influenced by Ari Aster. That's the guy that did Midsommar and Hereditary.
Yeah.
And
Beau is Afraid.
And my favorite, There's Something About the Johnsons. Our story, Martin. And so I feel like, and I'm not saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's important to get that out there that as the movie goes along, it's really a freakier film than I think a scary film. If a lot of people are going in this looking for a terrifying horror film.
I mean, like you said, you're right. There is some jump scares, but I think the movie works best when it's mysterious. When you don't really know what's going on in the film. But yeah, it's like maybe one or two jump scares that maybe kind of get you. But yeah, horror. it's a horror movie, but I didn't really feel like it was horror.
Well, for so much of it, it feels like it's just weirdness
Mhm.
and a lot of tension. But toward the end, by the third act, is very clearly a horror movie. There's no getting around.
See, I saw it as different
yeah.
near the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll get into that because
Yeah.
But I tell you, like in that third act, the audience I was with, they were jumping, and
That's like-
and a lot of stuff. They were like, "Oh nope, oh hell no."
yeah. So you saw it with a black audience,
Surprisingly, no. There was only one other black guy there besides me,
and he was like, "Will you shut up?" He looking at you, white people, right?
Yeah,
I'm
Freaky
shut
Friday
up.
over there.
Yeah, the Freaky Friday. See, because I think large parts of this movie, because this movie is 2 hours and 8 minutes,
Mhm.
and large parts of this movie I don't think are even horror.
no,
No,
no, not at all.
No.
So this is how the movie works out. It actually weaves through chapters,
Mhm.
focusing on one individual at a time, and it's playing through their perspectives and the impact that this tragedy has on the town and how it's affected their own lives, and how they directly affect someone else that they cross over with these chapters do cross over like that. Think of it like, I don't know, Pulp Fiction or Magnolia or something like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is mostly played out as a drama with bits of humor in
For
there.
sure.
Mhm.
Except for one dude. We'll talk about him in a little bit. James the Junkie.
Hell
Boy,
yeah.
he's so stupid. He's just straight comedy, man.
That's a straight comedy.
Yeah.
Which is like, wait, what? So what movie am I watching now?
Yeah, James the Junkie. He came from another movie.
Right?
They just spiced in another movie, and he just happened to make his way in everybody else's life.
Man, I saw this footage, but I can't finish the film. What do I do? Hey, give me that. I'll
Yeah.
put it with mine.
I would say for large chunks of the movie, you could even forget that it's a horror film because they mostly focus on a lot of character building in the film. And you know what? And the thing is, I like that. Now, what I'm saying right here with all these things that I'm mentioning to you is kind of to get you prepared for the kind of movie it is. It's not a conventional horror movie. And with it being a drama most of the time, again, with bits of humor in there, I think that works great for the film. And I think it works great for the audience too. Because first of all the characters in the movie I think are done well. Because for them to have their own chapters, each one of them has something about them that makes you want to know more about them and about their story. And thus more about the bigger story of what's going on here. I think the performances are great by everybody here.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like Julia Garner, man, she's the teacher whose class went missing. So everybody is targeting her for doing something. And it seems like she's the target of unfair abuse. And she kind of is. But as the movie goes along, it's like, bitch, you ain't so innocent.
Yeah. Because you start out feeling bad for her,
Right.
when everybody coming at her like that.
Yeah.
And then as it goes on, you learn more about her. You're like, okay, they don't need to treat you like that, but you got a lot of shit you need to clean up.
You got a lot of baggage. You wrong for doing this. And then when you do it, you try to be like, oh, poor me. Why everybody hate me? And it's like, all right, all this other shit over here, that's wrong. But this shit you did.
Yeah.
Right there. You deserve his ass whooping right there.
I just want to say how I know it's not.
Be locked up until she tells us what happened.
Now you feel bad, but after a while, you start to learn. Oh, you put them glasses on and took all that makeup off. You trying to play old school Mar, make people feel sorry for you. But it's like that. And I'm not going to tell you, did she have something to do with it? Did she not? Well, you just have to watch the movie. But that's what's so intriguing about her character.
Mhm.
Like she has such a shady past and a lot of personal issues. And the thing is, she loves these kids too goddamn much. She's always crossing boundaries.
Right, yeah.
And people are always telling her, stop. And she is stubborn about it. No, I'm going to talk to these kids.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing because they're like, hey, you crossing boundaries. You say, what? Because I did this? And you're like, man, she's just being a teacher. She cares. But then from her actions, you're like, okay.
Nah. And it's like, see, this is why everybody's on your ass right now.
Yeah,
And you still haven't learned.
Mm-mm.
Hard-headed.
Yeah. No, people do things and they justify them.
Yeah. Yeah, but you really pulled into her character, man. Josh Brolin plays Archer. He's the dad of one of the kids that went missing. And he's just wrecked with guilt. He always sleeping in his son's room because he feels so bad that he wasn't there for his son. And so now this guilt is driving him to actually figure out what's going on. His part is like a procedural. And he's picking up clues to see if he can piece together what's happened and save the town and save the kids. Also, another thing that's driving him is that, he hates his woman right here. That bitch did it! I know it! Yeah, he can't stand, what's her name? Justine.
Yeah.
Julia Gardner's character.
Even the police are like, dude, you got to calm down.
And he's like, no, I'm telling you, she has nothing to do with it.
She's a witch.
Then what did she have to do with it? I don't know, something.
Yeah, he's like,
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna get back to y'all.
Something. Boy, I love this story right here. Alden Ehrenreich, I believe his name.
Yeah.
He plays Paul.
Oh, yeah.
He's a cop who has a history with Justine, and his story is intriguing because he is just fucking up at home and on the job. And do you notice something here? All these stories, we're not bringing up any kind of horror element.
Right.
We're talking about complex issues, baggage, these emotional things that are going with these characters. It's a procedural. Boy, him right here, he's almost a comedy. Because he keeps messing up. And don't get, man, the only thing that makes it funnier is when he's already funny, but when him and James the Junkie get together,
It's a whole other movie.
They are a buddy comedy movie.
They are. Yeah, they're a comedy team. And I'm like, you know what? I just want to see movies with the two of them.
I want to spit off.
Yeah, with them going on a road trip.
They're like the Road Runner and Wile E. Coyote. They're like Wile E. Coyote and the Road Runner if he was on heroin.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. Because every time, man, he spends a little while of this movie trying to catch this damn crackhead as a heroin addict. And every time he catches him, it goes hilariously wrong.
Right.
and I love their parts, man.
Nah.
Even Benedict Wong, man, he's the principal of the school. Even he gets a little time to shine, man, before his crazy ass them run across the street.
You forgot your keys.
Well, he took off flying.
Wee.
I love that. His ass just running. Look at him.
Happy.
What'd you say?
Happy.
Somebody told me there's Hello Fresh across the street right there.
Two,
my friend, two.
I didn't think there was two today.
Oh, look at that. That's them trying to lead this review right here. We have to stop and yes, give a word out to our sponsor once again, which is, it's been a long time since we said Hello Fresh. And that's what we're going to do right now, people. Yes, Hello Fresh. You know, we talked about Hello Fresh for a while now. We used to do Hello Fresh ads all the time. I used Hello Fresh for a long time. I loved it. It makes cooking easier because they send you the ingredients fresh to your house. All you got to do is unpack and just get to cooking. Yes, even you who don't know how to cook can impress somebody by making a nice, hearty, home-cooked meal. Thing with HelloFresh is that in addition to sending chef-crafted recipes and fresh ingredients to your home, they made their biggest menu upgrade yet this summer. HelloFresh has doubled its menu. Now you can choose from 100 options each week, including new seasonal dishes and recipes from all around the world. Dig into bigger portions that'll keep everybody satisfied. They're tastier too. Get steak and seafood recipes delivered every week for no extra cost. There's 3 times more seafood on the menu now at no extra cost. Did I say that? And now you can discover seasonal produce each week. From snap peas to stone fruit to corn on the cob. Oh, but let's get you to cooking. Let's get you to eating. So sign up for HelloFresh at HelloFresh.com/doubletoasted10FM and get 10 free meals with a free item for life. I want to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring this portion of the show, and I want to thank all of you out there for your support. All right. So that's what I'm talking about with this movie. You know, we're telling you about all these characters in their stories, and we're talking about anything but horror. And things will seem relatively normal, not even like a horror movie. You know, things will even seem calm for a while. and then something crazy will come flying out of nowhere and it'll kick you in your ass and have you sit up and be like, oh shit, what's happening right now? It's almost like a normal movie is playing and insanity just crashed the set. And I think that's a great pace for the movie, because right when you start to get calm, right when you start to get settled, the movie comes in and kind of shocks you back into it.
You want to threaten me?
Nobody's threatening
You're
you right
barking
now.
up the wrong tree,
Oh,
okay?
you know what? This whole victim persona that you're taking on, it might have.
Now, that's what people will be like, what the? Because you were really in that conversation. And for this moment, it's been really kind of calm and normal for a while.
Right. What's he doing?
Going over here?
Get him off me.
And Josh Brolin like, no. Get her. I would say that even more than the horror at times, there's just this unease and awkwardness and even sadness about how this town was just forced to move on. And there's a lot of tension in there with that. I don't know, man. I'm like I said, I'm really curious to see what y'all think, because this is, again, such an unorthodox kind of horror movie.
It's very unorthodox. So much so that you watch that trailer and the trailer doesn't tell you much, but no matter what you can't help but speculate some things. And I can tell you that whatever you're thinking, this movie is not that.
No.
You're just not going to be prepared for what it is. And I'm not saying like, man, it's going to blow your mind. I'm just saying it's something different than what you see there. But you bring it up the good point that so much of it is drama. It's a tense, uneasy drama, and you go into these stories. They're almost like little short stories, almost like an anthology, except it's all about one big story that's all leading up to somewhere. And I was intrigued by each one of those. I got so lost in them that I didn't want those stories to end. I mean, Julian, you brought something about how the mystery of it. And it is, there's that mystery and you don't know, and it's awkward. And you're in these people's lives and they're getting fully fleshed out. So much so that when we start to get into what's really going on, I wasn't as into that as I was everything leading up to it. Like when it finally got there, I was like, oh.
I can definitely see that.
I'm gonna tell you, I was the same exact way. No,
I can definitely see that, because when it does make the shift to horror, it's mostly in the third act.
Yeah.
And what I like about it, there's no real explanation to it. There's no real background. There's no lore. Doesn't need it, I don't think. It's self-explanatory. The mystery kind of adds further to the freakiness of the film right here. But I think it also shows that Zach Cregger trust his audience. Most a mainstream movie studio would have gone in here and given you a bunch of background images and a montage and had a narration long ago.
Right. A crawl at the beginning.
Long ago, or when they got to the part near the end, a force came from the dimension. And I was like, no, nobody need to hear all that shit because it's stupid. Right? They would have given you a heavy-handed backstory, a heavy-handed montage, just so they can please a too dumb in the audience. I
get it.
Yeah. They think they speak for everybody. No, those two idiots over there, no, they don't. People get this, and I think so that I think that Zach Cregger did the right thing by trusting the audience. However, I do see what you mean. He does such a great job with the dramatic parts of the movie. The actual horror part seems a little shallower.
It's shallower, and there's more humor thrown in, and it feels kind of off. Like the balance is off. Like this is the part where you're really supposed to, either be scared or feel it. But there's so much kind of absurdity or humor injected that it puts you at a distance. At least for me.
Well, no, I get it, because I think that's why I'm telling people about all this. This movie's switching tones, man, more than the automatic car.
Yeah.
It's I think it does a great job for the most part of doing that, because it's for a while the drama's working, the humor's working, even the gore's working. You know, the gore it builds on more as it goes along, and even then it's disturbing, but it's so over the top that I think it'll get more nervous laughs than
it gets very Ari Aster.
Yeah, no, it does, and here's where you got to know where this movie is really gonna make you or break you. That ending, boy, that ending. It's gonna be interesting to see the reaction from people for that ending because it's nuts, man. Listen, I can sit up here and use all kind of nice big words and be eloquent about it. No, nuts is what that movie is at the end. And this is why I said, you said it's definitely horror. I think I look at it more as a very, very dark comedy or horror comedy.
Okay.
Because it is definitely played for laughs. Because when you think this is leading up, because it's all serious for the most part, and you get to the end, it is a goddamn cartoon.
I mean, I was like, I don't know what reaction you're supposed to have other than laughing.
Yeah, it is a goddamn cartoon at the end. It might be from another movie. Again, James the Junkie and this ending right here, they come from another dimension. But it's almost something like from a sketch comedy show in a way.
Yeah, it was. Like the whitest kids you know.
Now, here's why I think it could work for some people. And I think it worked for me. Because it might be a comedy, but it's still directed pretty well. It's just, it just stands out from the rest of the movie. But as it is, it is directed very well. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah. Well, it's one of these when you're watching a movie like this, you get an idea like, how the conclusion is going to go.
Yeah.
You don't expect this.
No, I think that's kind of cool because, listen, I'm saying it's different, but the reason why I also think it works on a sort of visceral level for that, because you're laughing, man. I mean, you are. There's just no other way around it. It's so ridiculous that you're laughing. But I think that it works as part of the story because the actions that led to that moment, they are justified and deserved.
Yeah.
Like at the screen I went to, when it was going down, somebody said, hell yeah. You were there. You heard some people like clapping like, yeah. So, and I think if you look at it that way, it can be satisfying, given everything that led up to it. Mm-hmm. And look, like I said, if nothing else, you can just walk out saying, man, I just saw something crazy. It's wild.
I mean, Sinners kind of has that going where at times it's very serious and then sometimes the action is so over the top. It's like funny.
Well, I think you saw a couple of movies doing this. You see this doing it and also Sinners. I mean, in the middle of Sinners, it turned into a musical.
Yeah.
And it felt, normally that should feel out of the place of the movie, but it worked, because it somehow, some way it connected to the story. And so does this right here. It worked for me, but I can see if that does not work for some other people because it is pretty jarring in a way.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm interested to see what people think. I don't know what you think about that ending. Did you like it or not? And that's and I'm not that came out wrong. Did you like it or not? God damn it. No, I didn't mean it like that. I was trying to make it clear, like, is it something that you liked or did you not like it?
It's hard to say because it's like I like it isolated from
the rest of the movie.
Yeah. Like you said, it's like from a different movie, and it's just the movie almost feels like there's a divide, and that divide comes with the James the Junkie segment.
From
that point on, that's when it's like he brings a lot of the humor, and then that humor just stayed around, and then you get to the end, and you're like, all right, I can only laugh at this.
Well, you're supposed to. I know.
Ending is goofy as hell.
I know, but I was feeling all like, a different kind of way up until that point. And you're like, was I not supposed to be taking this seriously the whole time? So I don't know. But you know what? It is a thing where whether I like it or not, I had to admit, I mean, I guess I'm saying like I didn't really care for that so much, but it was well done. I like how it was put together, like all through the movie. I like the way this is filmed, the way it's so close and claustrophobic. This all works really well, and making you tense up the whole time. The ending. I guess I wasn't that into it.
And that's a variant because I think leading even up to that, there was I say there's not a lot of horror, but there was one scary moment. I can't reveal what it is, but it involves a child. And
Yeah.
probably one of the most nightmarish scenarios for a child to have. Let's just say for what's supposed to be safe and comforting for you turns against you.
Yeah.
And I thought that was well done.
Mhm.
I thought, okay, that part right here is genuinely scary. It's
Yeah.
frightening and it's relentless.
Mhm.
And again, it's all well shot, man. So, hey, look, if nothing else, the movie looks great.
Yeah, it does.
It does. It does.
And it is well directed. The scenes, the scene where all the kids are leaving in the middle of the night, and they're out there with their arms outstretched. It's a beautiful scene. It's not even played up to be, because again, this is such a different kind of horror movie. They don't use scary music or creepiness to sell it.
No.
It's actually kind of a beautiful scene for something that's sinister. All these kids run out in slow motion in the middle of the night and they're playing George Harrison's "Beware the Darkness," which is sort of like think of a Pink Floyd song or something.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's and it's a beautiful scene. I thought it was very well done. And I don't want to say much because I don't want to reveal anything. I just got to give some big praise and respect for a couple of people here. Amy Madigan.
Okay, that was her.
Yeah, because when she's not, trying out for the next Joker, she's
That's funny because the whole time I was looking at her face, I'm like, that looks like Amy Madigan, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen her anything in a long
Amy
time.
Madigan is what's her name? Wife. Oh man. Who's she married to? You probably didn't even know this.
Maybe I didn't. I know she used to be in a lot of movies back in the 80s.
80s. Yeah. She was hot back in the 80s
Mhm.
too, man. Man, y'all know who is she married to? Ed Harris.
Oh, okay.
She's married to Ed Harris,
Okay.
but she is really good in the movie.
Yeah.
Now, again, she's one of those elements where she's a character that takes the movie on a different turn.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
when you used all this drama and everything, and then damn Ronald McDonald comes in,
Yeah, I was
Straight
like,
up Joker.
it was giving me vibes of what was that movie with the old woman who kept shitting herself?
the first floor or something, the first bedroom floor or whatever.
Yeah, I forget.
Yeah. But nah, man, she's good in the movie, but she does, come in and change the tone of the film a little bit. Also, this kid right here, man.
He did good.
Look at him.
Hello, ladies. Well, he know he gonna be something.
Yeah.
He's practicing for when he becomes a sexy 20-something.
Right.
See something you like, girls. But
Those are weapons.
Don't look at him right here because he looks cocky as hell. But in the movie, I felt bad for his character. He's put in a rough position.
Yeah.
And I love the way his character handles the situation. But he did very good in the film, man. So if I had any criticisms besides some of the things I was telling, because I might agree or disagree on certain. Well, let me just say this: I might disagree on some of the things you're saying to certain levels, but overall, I see what you're saying,
Mhm.
and because a lot of this stuff, you could either go with it, or I could come out uneven.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I don't know. I really don't know how people are gonna react. For mainstream horror people out there, I'm curious to see how this is gonna play out. What's that?
I just feel like it's so different,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So people wouldn't know how to.
Also, it's 2 hours and 8 minutes.
But I didn't really feel the runtime that bad though.
I kind of did.
I kind of did just a little bit,
Mm.
just a little bit.
And there's a reason I'll say in my wrap up.
Okay. Yeah, I did feel it just a little bit, but for the most part, like I said, man, I think some of the slower parts work for the movie. But when crazy stuff just comes out of nowhere, because like I said, if it moves too slow, there's always something I think to just yank you back in. So I'm curious. What's you said something made it slow for you?
Yes. That there's so many chapters with so many characters, and we get so involved with them each time, and then you get so involved, and then you stop. Okay, now we're picking up this other person.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
you go along,
You go further
and then
into the
like,
story.
oh, stop. Let's go back to this other person, and like, are we ever going to get to the? And the thing is, I love all that development with all those stories, but when it comes down to it, a lot of that doesn't even matter when it gets to the end.
That's the thing I was thinking, because Julie Garner's our main character.
Mhm.
But when you do all those chapters, the movie kind of doesn't even revolve around her anymore.
Right.
It revolves around somebody else.
Yeah. There's just so much we learn about her, which is cool. I loved all that.
Right, yeah.
Like and her involvement with the cop. What was his name?
The character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the character's name.
Let me see. I think his name is
Ain't shit. Yeah.
Paul.
Paul, yeah. Her involvement with Paul, and then some Paul's backstory and everything with him.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, really wanting to see how all these things play out. But in the end, so much of that we saw doesn't come into play. And it's like, I'd hate to trim any of that, but some of it could have been trimmed for this to be sleeker.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think you need to again be kind of given a heads up that this is probably more of an ensemble piece. I think you can be very much led into thinking that it's about one character, and then you find out it's about everybody else. Because after a while, you do see them crossing over with each other.
Right.
So, it's just again, I think there's a lot of different twists and turns with this. And I don't know how it's going to work out for people, but I enjoyed it. What would you give it?
I'll give it a high matinee.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was really good. It's just some things where, it's like when you see obvious things, you're like, if this was different and that was different, this could be, perfect or at least better.
Yeah.
That's funny. So I was watching this movie and I was like, for the first two halves, I was like, this might be the best horror movie of the year,
Mhm.
right? Beating
Yeah.
Sinners.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
And then that third act hits and I was like, I don't know anymore. But I'll say this off rip, man. I thought all the performances from all the actors in this movie were great. Even
Mhm.
down to the kid. I thought
Yeah.
everyone was phenomenal. I really enjoyed how everybody got their own little chapter. So everybody got their time to shine.
Mhm.
Even the drug dealer kid. You know what I'm saying? That's the first time I've ever seen him in a movie.
That's Austin Adams, by the way.
Austin
I forgot to say
Adams.
that.
Oh,
Austin.
Damn, everybody's named Austin.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think have I seen him before? He looks
He's
familiar.
in a show called Wolves or something, or Wolves. But anyway, he's great.
He's
great.
he's really
good
good.
in the movie.
He is
Yeah.
excellent in the movie. Loved him.
Yeah, but like I said, all the performances were really good.
Mhm.
I'll just say, man, when the mysterious elements in this movie, like how you don't know exactly what's going on while this movie's going on, I feel like worked in favor of the movie.
Mhm.
But once the movie started kind of trying to explain what was going on, I thought that's when it didn't work, And then it left me with more questions. And I'm like, okay, now that you told me about this, let's explain this. And the movie's like, we got 5 minutes. We ain't gonna explain that shit. So that was the big thing for me. Because I walked outside the movie like, well, damn, I still have more questions I need answered.
Mhm.
And ain't nobody finna answer this shit, I guess.
Yeah.
But, which that would be like for a spoiler talk and stuff like that. But look, I definitely did enjoy this movie for the most part. For like, man, about an hour and 40 minutes, I was really digging this movie. It's just that third act, I kind of felt like it didn't stick the landing. And that's just me. And also in the third act, there's a lot of body horror that kind of comes out of nowhere, honestly.
Mhm.
And I was just kind of like, I feel like this is kind of unnecessary. Like this don't need to be in this movie at all. I thought it would work better. But I'll say I had a lot of fun. I'll go with a high matinee.
Man.
Yeah.
I think I enjoyed it more than everybody else here, just a little bit. Because like I said, I see definitely what you're talking about, and it's a movie that is so. You could either say that it cleverly jumps tones, or you could say it's all over the place.
I wouldn't say it's all over the place.
Yeah.
No.
But I that ending just blew my mind. I kind of like crazy shit like that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I might say because you crazy. But yeah, and I walked away and thought, man, this guy is such a great director too,
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And Zach is an amazing director.
Oh yeah.
and he writes these characters amazingly.
Mhm.
He's a great storyteller as far as characters go. So for me, I would give this a low full price. I really enjoyed it. I admire the ambition and creativity behind this, man.
For sure.
I'd rather see something a little different and somebody try something different.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
at least try. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. I was watching the movie and I was like, there's a specific part in the movie where you're like, oh, I see what Jordan Peele wanted. There's a specific part where I was like, I know Jordan Peele was mad when he read that shit.
What part is that?
I ain't gonna say it's a spoiler. It's a complete spoiler.
Oh.
And then I heard Pedro Pascal was supposed to be the main person.
So there's a couple of castings in here, and you can even see some of it still on Google. So And I'll even show you. So Pedro Pascal was supposed to be the Josh Brolin character.
Oh, okay.
And he said, you're in too many goddamn things.
No, he said you ain't got that Marvel money.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think he left to go because he was so busy.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And Fantastic Four came up. So
Yeah.
But then Julia Garner was there.
what's that?
Julia Garner was there. She was in Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but she can only give a voice for most of the time. She
that's
has to be
true,
there all
that's
the time.
true.
He's way more in the movie.
Yeah,
than
that's
she is.
true. That's true.
But also, so something that you see here, let me see. Weapons, movie. So if you go to like Google and you start looking at the cast, you see Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
that
wow.
earlier. I was like, who the fuck?
He was supposed to be Benedict Wong's character.
Oh.
So I guess that got
that would have
announced.
been interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why, because he turned it down. It wasn't even, he wasn't even, I think, being cast.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
And so I don't know how that got mixed up. I guess it was a rumor that they were seeking him or something, or he was in talks.
Interesting.
Yeah,
been
but
cool.
he was
That'd been
supposed to be
cool.
Benedict Wong's character. And,
Okay.
And that didn't happen. So they cast him. Who Benedict Wong is great in the movie.
He was.
Yeah,
He was,
Yeah, so.
Fortify your mind.
Oh, he did already. He used his mind to fortify somebody. Well, would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon, where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.